Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where I was just looking at this converting Syria task here, and taking a look at that, it looks like we've only got these 3 locations that we need to work on. They each need to have a grand temple, a library, and a forum. So that's easy enough. We've got this here. We can remove one of these taverns and temporarily put in a great temple and a library. We're going to want to remove that later on, of course, but that's fine for now. So then we've got this up over here where we're going to want to do the same thing. We're going to put in a great temple and a library. We've already got a forum, so that looks fine. And then we've got one more location up here. Now, this is not a city, so this is actually going to have to be upgraded. Okay, we'll get going on that. That seems fine. Now, looking at this mission here, proselytizing in Assyria. Okay, so we would need to go to Nineveh out over here, which seems fine, and we would need this to have a grand theater and a commercial district. Okay, so I would remove the 2 taverns here. We'd put in a grand theater and a commercial district for now. And then we'd have Asher down here where we need to do a very similar thing. We can remove these that haven't even been built yet, put in a grand theater and a commercial district. And do we need anything else here? I think we needed a grand temple, right? Yeah, so we need a grand temple here too. I'm going to cancel this forum for the moment, and we'll put in a grand temple there. And then I think this is the other location here. No, we need... Where are you? Up over here. Okay, that's a ways away. So we would need to have a similar setup here. This is currently disloyal, so we can't actually do that right now. Okay, well, let's look at some of these other missions here, right? So a city of marble and gold. Jerusalem would need to have a grand theater or a foundry and be importing marble. I mean, the importing marble is easy enough. So we would do something like that. Cool. So that's now importing marble. And then we'd need to have a grand theater or a foundry. I'd probably just put in a grand theater here, to be honest. That seems fine for now. So that should be good there once we get that done. Oh, that would make it into a metropolis. Well, we're already there. So I guess that's fine. Then we would have a house of learning here. So the territory with the holy city modifier would need to have these buildings. And what city was that? Well, I believe that was... Did we actually build in that city? Hang on. So this is Kazor up here. That is not the holy city modifier. Okay, where can we find the city with the holy city modifier? I don't actually know where that is, and that is potentially problematic for us. We need to have these buildings built, right? So that is understood. Mediterranean ports. Okay, sure. Well, we have a lot of things to work on here. No doubt about that. So we can just leave this be for the time being. We would need to own Shush and Hagmatana. Where are these? Oh, okay, out over there. Sure. Well, that's mildly awkward. So next up would be securing Arabian trade. I don't know why we don't own all of this. Is it because we don't have this uninhabitable terrain? Surely not. If so, that's just bugged and we'll never be able to get this. But I don't know. We'll see. So then we've got Enslave Egypt down over here. We need to make some of these into settlement status. Alexandria into settlement status? I think we'll skip that one, to be honest with you. That would also be releasing a feudatory. Yeah, I think we'll skip that one. Veneration of the Prophets. Sure. We would need to own a few holy sites here. Okay. Yes, Israel will be a safe haven for all. Okay, so I'm not sure where these are exactly. Where is David? It doesn't exist. Where is Aharon? It doesn't exist either. Where is Jacob? Doesn't exist. Okay. So, I'm not sure if we can do that. But we'd have to in order to get further down here. Okay. Well, we'll just continue to chip away at these. We have a number of those being worked on right now, and we'll see about looking up what some of that actually means later on, because some of this doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, like, for example, what we've got going on with securing Arabian trade here. Because this is owned entirely by us or our subject, as far as I can tell. But there may be, like, one area that isn't or something. It might be, like, settlement down here or something. I don't know. Or, like, this. That's probably what we've got going on, is this all needs to be colonized. That's definitely a possibility. Okay, well, for now, let's continue. I would say continue to work on these, but honestly, I kind of don't want to until we finish some of these buildings out over here and get some of these missions completed. Because we don't necessarily know what else we're going to need. That said, we could just build things into Zor, right? And then we can delete them later if we need to. It's not like money is a problem. So that's a possibility. We are currently lacking some food up over here. Okay. I mean, we have these guys stationed here, but that's not within this same location. So that's fine. What are we currently importing here? Let's cancel this route. And let's import some rice. That'll help matters anyway. Let's also cancel this one. And we'll import another batch of rice. Okay. So that seems good. That will help matters. We'll see by how much. Still at minus 30, apparently. Okay. So checking in here, no mines, no farming settlements to be built. That's not surprising. And I want to definitely finish integrating Greater Canaan. So all we need now is the Academy and the Commercial District to be built here into Zor. And then we can get these all changed back to what we want them to be. So that is fine, but it's going to take some time. We're also working on Sinai, of course, and that will finish up eventually. So Har Horeb will become a city. It contains a shrine of Moshe. Okay. I'm still wondering what city we made into our holy city. Can we just search holy city? No. Okay. Well, that's exciting. So there is a city somewhere that has that. And I think if I go back in the video, I can find out what it is. I will actually be right back. Okay, according to the tooltip in the previous video that I just went back and checked, it should be Har Horeb, which is what I thought it was, but this is not a city. And I don't see a holy city modifier here. There is a shrine, but I don't see a holy city modifier. I see a summer modifier. But, I don't know. I don't know if we actually have a holy city here. We'll find out. We know that Har Horeb is going to become a city according to this. So maybe it'll actually become a city here, and maybe it'll get the holy city modifier once it becomes a city. We'll find out. That'll be done here in just a couple of days. So let's do that. Okay, ending the endless wandering. Sure. So, in theory, this is now a city. I still don't see a holy city modifier here, but it did definitely say in the tooltip that Har Horeb would become the holy city. So there's that. We have the edifice of Har Horeb here. So that's noted. And at this point, I want to proceed assuming that that's the case. And we would need to have a great temple, 3 libraries, a foundry, or a grand theater. Okay. So that seems fine. We need 3 libraries. We need a great temple, a foundry, or a great theater. I'm going to build a foundry. So that seems fine. And we also can now complete a city of marble and gold. So that seems okay. We're already a metropolis, but I guess we'll become a metropolis again. We could also do treasure hunt, and that is something that is also interesting to do. But let's get started on a city of marble and gold. And then we'll get Har Horeb building here, which may finish up a house of learning. I don't know if this city has the Holy City modifier. If it does, it's not in the location that I would normally look for modifiers. So there is that. Maybe it's a national modifier? Hang on. There's a place where you can see those, and I believe the best place to see that is not here. I would have expected it to be in the nation overview. There's definitely a place to do that, though. No doubt about that. Maybe it's under government? That'd be a little strange, though. Regardless, I'm going to assume it's Har Hareb. This is what the tooltip said it was going to be in the last video. So let's see. Integrating Greater Canaan can now be completed. That's interesting. Because that's very interesting. Okay, I'm going to finish that. And we're going to immediately cancel this construction. Now we need to go through these and remove the buildings that we don't want here. So one of those, we don't really need a grand theater here. Our culture is good. So we're going to do it like that. Then we've got Ashkelon, where same story. We don't need these structures. I'm going to put back the taverns, and then we're going to put in a local tax office. Then we had, I believe it wasn't Yeraho. The other location was, I believe, somewhere up over here, right? There was one here, and then there was a couple up over this way. So we had Tazor for sure. We can get rid of that, and this, and the port here. Although the port might be necessary a little later on. We make dyes here. I'm just going to make this be a slave location for the moment. So something along the lines of that. And I believe it was actually Gazara here. Yes. So we had Gazara. We can get rid of those and put in 3 taverns. And then there was one more location, and this was it. So the Grand Theater, and we get rid of everything. Actually, the academies can remain. It would be this. Cool. So there's that dealt with. And then the next one, of course, is going to be converting Syria, which we are working on. Those will be finished fairly soon, most likely. Okay. This needs a great temple. Right. We needed this to finish its upgrade. So that is currently like 300 days out. So that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Okay. Well, let's proceed with building city buildings for the moment. And we actually need this down over here next. So we produce grain here. That's a very good thing to produce, of course. Okay. There we go. There's that done. We can call down an omen, and that will be Esther, converting a bunch of pops over to our culture. If we look at our cultural map mode at this point, we can see we have been pretty successful at this. We will compensate the owner. Okay. So we've been quite successful at converting this over. But we have more work to do. That's for sure. So we'll continue to work on that. Har Hareb is next, which is the one set up as a holy city. And we just need these constructions that have already been queued up here to finish. But I am going to queue up mills here and then a pair of slave traders because we're going to make this be a slave city after we're done with the missions. So that seems absolutely fine. Next up is going to be Maya Drasha. That is not how you spell that. Yeah, you're out over here. Excellent. So we would put in a forum and a pair of Freeman districts. Cool. We have a provincial rebellion thinking about brewing up. This is probably fine to just swap to harsh treatment. That should be okay. Next up is Purge. Not spelled the way you think it is. Okay, so that would be down over here. And we have 2 building slots available, so a pair of Freeman districts. Seems fine. Sianos would be next, or Sinaus, probably. Okay, that's right up over here. Only 11 building slots here. We would definitely want to put in a pair of taverns, so that's fine for now. So Hut Sechem would be next. That is not how you spell that. I literally cannot type, it seems. Perfect. I don't actually care about 700 gold. 2 pops is so much more valuable. at this moment. So that seems great. We'll put in a forum, and we'll put in a Freeman district here. Somebody died, and that means Cyrenaica needs a governor. So that would be this guy, since he's a scorned family member. Wonderful. There's still the Davidite family needing more offices, so that's okay. The Senate would be next, and that is down over here. Okay, so that would be something like that. Wonderful. Wow, a bunch of followers of the Risen Lord there. Okay. Well, I wish them luck in their endeavors. Not really. I wish them to be converted back, but whatever. Okay, so next would be here. And we'll just put in a pair of forums. Looks good. Okay. Dura Europos. Out over here. An ambushed convoy, huh? 1,000 gold is kind of irrelevant, but honestly, 5,000 manpower is way more irrelevant. So there we go. Beautiful. Let's put in a pair of Freeman districts here, and let's continue to work through this. Shamashiati would be next, so that is up over here. It's already building a few things, but we can put in a pair of additional taverns. Cool. Ooh, that's 9 building slots. So something is no longer disloyal. I like it. So that's this here. We produce base metals? Okay, well that makes our choice very easy. Do we want to keep around this great temple? Honestly, we're at 98% religious conversion. We probably don't need that. So we'll do something like that. Wonderful. Okay. So Jerusalem has been upgraded at this time. That's, you know, it hasn't actually. We upgraded it, but, you know, whatever. So we can finish up that, and we can work on treasure hunt next. So that'll be interesting to see what that ends up getting us. We are looking for a long-lost treasure that has apparently been found by some goat herders. We'll send somebody to go check into that. So next up, of course, is converting Syria, but for that to be finished, we need Antigonea to be a city, and we're only 9 days away from that. Cool. And then once that's done, we're going to need it to have a great temple, a library, and a forum. Okay. So a great temple, a library, and a forum. And then we'll set that to be probably slave production a little later on. Are we still on 235? We are. Okay. So that seems great. And we do have a civic perk available. We might as well reduce our build cost and build time. Wonderful. So next up is, of course, Antigonea. And do we want this to be a research location, or do we want it to be a... yeah, you can have gold. Spare no expense. Do we want this to be research or slave? It produces glass. We're probably fine. Let's just have this be research. It'll be okay. Something like that. So that's fine for the moment. It'll be busy for a while. Next up would be Zukar. So that is, of course, right up over here. Okay. So this produces earthenware. We don't need this commercial district here, in theory. And then we would just put in a pair of forums. Wonderful. We do have a colonizable territory out over here. Do it. Get that going. Wonderful. And we can continue to work through some of these cities. So, Carcatio Kerch? Okay. Something along those lines. Probably nothing like that, though. That's going to be a thing. Carthage is having acute financial difficulties and are dismantling their border fortifications. That gives us some stability. Okay. So that's good. And next up, of course, we would be building ourselves a Freeman district here, followed by a tax office. Okay. Fugitives crossing the border. Welcome them. So next up would be Synoria. Actually, it would be Gash, which is down over here. Ah, we found the Ark of the Covenant. That's probably a pretty big deal, actually. Population capacity plus 25%. Okay. That's a pretty big deal. So if we go to Jerusalem, we have a lot of holy sites. Sort by name. Jerusalem isn't a holy site. Is that true? It has a great wonder, the second temple, but that's apparently not a holy site. Okay, so that is definitely noted. So the Ark of the Covenant is currently in our reliquary, and I would like to put that somewhere. Currently in Israel, yeah. So it is indeed in our reliquary, and I don't know that we could place it in the Temple of Har Horeb. Sure. Okay, there we go. I guess that'll do. So how is the Temple of Har Horeb doing anyway? Well, we're making some progress. Let's check in here and see. It's only checking off for the whole thing. So we're going to need to find out after the Great Temple and the Foundry finishes. So that's going to take some time. Understood. So next up is, of course, Gash, which we didn't actually do. Okay, that is down over here. We got distracted by the Ark of the Covenant. There we go. And next up, we are going to do Sonoria. Oh, we just found another one. Okay. Well, Sonoria is up over this direction, and we would definitely be putting in a pair of tax offices here. No doubt about that. Okay. So Emissea is next. Still only 2 building slots, and we can see we have a lot of cities that we can still be working on. So that's understood. We'll put in a pair of Freeman districts here. A minor addendum getting us additional stability. Not bad. So stability is up to 60 at this moment. And Apacopa would be next. So that is out over here, right. On kind of the far end of our sprawling empire. So we would definitely put in, I'm going to do 1 aqueduct and 1 library here. So I have some starving pops up over this direction. It is currently March. So that is understood. We could certainly do an import here of, instead of, say, dates, we could import some rice, and that would be a significant boost to us in terms of food production. Although I don't know that it'll overcome 18. We could move over to encourage trade to boost that by another 6%, and let's see what that looks like. Ooh, 10 political influence. Okay, are we going to be positive here? Yes, just barely, but we are positive. Okay, sounds good. So that is under control. Next up is going to be... We're actually scrolled down a little bit. Okay. Trial developments. Okay, sure. Okay, where are you at? Right up over here. Yeah, you're this port city. That's right. So at this point, we are definitely interested in putting a pair of tax offices in there. And then next up would be Sequoia. So that is right up over here. Wonderful. The scandal is drawing to a close. Sure. And we're going to put in a pair of tax offices there. Beautiful. So next up would be Mochura. And we're still at 33 aggressive expansion. Okay, that's not going down very quickly, to be honest. So we can put in a pair of Freeman districts here. And then next would be Marnavalis. Wonderful. Right down over here. A Freeman district and a tax office. Sounds great. And then we've got Sirwa. So that is right down over here, right next to it. A pair of Freeman districts. And then Makaraba. So that is in the same general vicinity. Looks good. Pair of tax offices there. And then Tinaran. Wonderful. So that is over here in Greece, and we would put in a pair of forums there. Next would be Maganin. So that is way down over here. Wonderful. 2 Freeman districts there, and then we would do Gijit. Excellent. We're getting very close to the end of the episode here, and normally I'd be thinking about putting a cut in right now, but what I really, really want to do here is get all of these 2 building slot provinces done. So Gidhaze would be next. We've only got 3 of them to do, assuming there are no promotions, between now and then, but this is a research location. Okay, looks good. So then we do Juba. which is up over here. Excellent. And we'd put in a pair of tax offices there. And then we've got Kadrima. Cool. So that is the final location at this point that has more than one available building slot. There will be more that get... Okay, never mind. There's one promoted. So Razin. There will be more that get promoted over time, but for now, this is looking good. So we'll put in a pair of forums there. And now it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Next episode, we're going to assign this Rob Sugarir, and we're going to continue to work on some of these missions. We finished up our treasure hunt. We should probably get converting Syria done very soon. We're mostly just waiting on the library here, I think, and a forum. Library and a forum. So that is going to get done soon enough. And then proselytizing in Assyria is going to be a thing, but we need to wait for that provincial loyalty to go up. In fact, we should be putting this on harsh treatment because that's not currently growing. Okay, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.